Hello. Welcome to live number 8.
8?
Damn, we're getting through them. Can you believe we're on book 8 of 13?
12? 13.
Yeah, because there's the 4 trilogies and then Chronicles.
I keep forgetting about Chronicles.
I'm also too far away for you to see.
Yeah, mine's upstairs, so.
It's fine. It was on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Same as always, we are going to be discussing Night Study by Maria V. Snyder. We will be going into detail, so if you have not read the 7 books that come before this, or this one, we love you, but please don't spoil yourself. A lot has happened by this point. We are so far through the series. I wouldn't want you to not find out any of the twists and turns that we've already done. But on that note, Andy, did you enjoy this book?
Yes, this was my favourite. This was brilliant. I loved it. It's just been my favourite. It's been, like, people that we've spoken to, I think everybody is just loving this book.
Yeah, 100%. I know Becca won't be here tonight because it's her work Christmas night, but she messaged me as soon as she finished it to say it was her favourite. You messaged me as soon as you finished to say it was your favourite. Vicky messaged me to say it was her favourite. And I don't think it's one of those series where you think, oh, okay, this first book's like a setup. We'll get somewhere with it. Like, I very much fell into the first book and then, like, fell further, if that makes sense. But you can totally tell by this point, Maria knows exactly what she's doing in this world because she's been in it for so long. But also, she's found her writing style, I think. And I love how much of the characters we see, and even the different POVs, because this last trilogy that she originally wrote was definitely different, in that we've got multiple POVs in all 3 books. And I think that was kind of the reason that she thought about doing the study ofs for the first one, because she loved writing Valak's POV in these, and getting to find out more. And obviously we find out a lot in this book. Like, there are some major things that happen in this book.
He's so stoic, but my man is constantly on the verge of a panic attack.
Yeah. Would I be correct in guessing that this was a 5-star for yourself and for Mickey? It was a 5-star the first time. And I obviously, because I'm rereading them, I haven't changed my score for anything. But even if I was reading this for the first time, it would still be a 5-star read. I love it.
It's not. There's something about the writing style that's just. I think the story was meant to be multi-POV. Like, I think that's what it needed. Like, it needed to be multi-POV.
Yeah, I agree. We get more from it with having multiple POVs, but I will admit I laughed when you sent me the start of chapter 3 and said that we didn't need Leaf's POV. That did have me giggling because I couldn't remember he had his POV. Like, as I say every single time, I have forgotten so much because I read it literally when it came out. So we're talking 12
years ago.
2016.
13?
So 8 years ago. But I also haven't reread it in that time. Which is probably bad, because I probably should have reread these by now, but it's okay. I'm getting all of you guys to read them with me. So this book literally picks up in exactly the same conversation that Shadow Study ended in, to the point where she said, I'm pregnant at the end of the last one, and he says, you're what at the start of this one. And I love the fact that he doesn't panic, he doesn't freak out, he literally is like,
he's just immediately like, awesome, but let's not jump the gun.
Okay, great, but before we celebrate, how did you get to this thought?
Maybe we should confirm first, and then it's like happy about it, but also like maybe we should confirm first before you start freaking out. Maybe
just
he's
maybe.
so level-headed. Like I love Valak.
Um,
I love Valak.
I love this book. I love that we start there. I love that it literally, because some books, even if you get a cliffhanger, they won't pick up right where they left, or they'll jump scenes, or they'll move
This feels like one
POV.
of those, when you're watching a TV series and like something dramatic happens and then it goes black for a couple of seconds and then it starts up again.
Yeah.
Almost like there's meant to be like an ad in the middle there. That's what
Yeah.
this reminded me of.
Yeah. Oh, when I got this one signed, it says be prepared to stay up all night, and I did.
Yeah.
My one
The way
question
that
for
they
Andi for this book is, did she wish Valak hadn't saved Leaf? Sorry, I'm jumping near the end.
No, and for one reason only. I love Mara.
Yeah.
And Mara would be very upset if Leaf died.
I think the
Not
whole
even
her
for Yelena. Yelena would
but
get over it, but Mara. We
Mara's
need
loved
Mara's
too many
POV.
people.
That's what I want.
A Mara POV. Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I like
I
Mara.
can't even remember if there's a short story about them. I'm so intrigued. I haven't read that since it came out either. Honestly, and my memory is more like Vicky than you. Like I can't remember shit once I've read it a few weeks ago.
I don't remember it until I start talking about it, and then it all comes flooding back.
I love that. So in this one, obviously, we find out that she thinks she's pregnant. Then they have obviously the conversation, and they were like, let's just settle, wait a little bit, we'll try figure it out, like we'll see what happens. And then jumping slightly forward, we obviously have her go to the healer when they get back to the keep. And he instantly knows. He?
But they're also, aren't they at the commander's, not at the keep, they're at the commander's castle.
Yeah, sorry, they're at the castle. Chana. I've birthed all the babies born to the castle complex, Yelena. It's not hard for me to spot the signs. So that's only 134 pages in, and we already know she is genuinely, medic mommy. Genuinely pregnant. And I love that they were like, it'll take 10 minutes and it'll turn blue. Blue for boy? No, blue for positive.
No, blue for a baby. Like, no, we're
giggled
not.
at
That's
I won't
not
lie.
how it works. I love sometimes just how not naive anymore, but like you normally get like main character, chosen one characters where they just know everything, and Yelena knows nothing. It's great. Like
She genuinely very naive though. She didn't grow up at home. She didn't grow up around like family that were having kids. She wasn't around that. She was literally in an orphanage being used for magic and being trained until she was old enough to show her magic. Like she missed a lot.
yeah.
I love the banter in this book. I found it so funny, just some of the back and forth between characters, 100%. And also, every time Maria refers to Ari and Janko as partners, I know it means like they work together, but I don't see it as that. They are together.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe that they're not.
It's so nice that's one of the things I love about having the multi POV though, because it's just completely pulled characters out, like fleshed them out so much, seeing what's going on like inside their heads. Like Valak, you think he's really cold and stoic and like just totally deadpan, but inside, like it's like externally he's like deadpan and internally he's screaming, but you'd never know. And then Janko, like outwards, he's all like jokey and stuff, but inside he's actually quite um over analytical,
Yeah.
which
Oh
a lot of people will cover. Absolutely fucking not. For a
no.
start, she's young enough to be his granddaughter,
Nah, not granddaughter, but
and
yeah,
also
daughter definitely. No, not Little Miss Assassin. No,
no, oh,
no.
because obviously she ends up with the grunt.
Yeah, whose name I can't remember. The guy who got him in. Garrett. Garrick.
Yeah,
Is that the right one? Um, I feel like we're going to jump all over the place again because it's us. Um, we see or we find out in this one when we're at the castle that the commander doesn't believe that Valak is fully loyal to him
and the side.
anymore.
Yeah,
And he
so
there has
me,
to be something
me
going
with
on with
my
him.
brain with
Like
what's going on with the commander is like a cat playing with a toy, and I'm the toy.
yeah, I still don't believe that there's not something going on with the commander, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. And I'm hoping we find out in Dawn Study because that was the end of the original trilogy. Like that's the end of the story arc. Like we're going back to the start for the next three. So we have to find out in the next one, but it's bugging me because something's going on and I have no clue what. Um, and we find out in this one that obviously on the back of that conversation, he makes his C into a heart with Yelena, and they basically, for all intents and purposes, get married. Right there and then.
Yeah, that was a bit dramatic, not gonna lie.
It really was. But yeah, it's weird. We obviously find out that Honora now has the C scar as well. I want to like Honora, but I can't remember what happens, and I'm really distrustful of her right now. But I think she's just trying to do what she set out to do, which was take Valak's place.
I mean, I trust her more now than I did, finding out that Hela, is that her name?
Yeah, Helly. No, that's the lady from the glass guys.
Hela? The assassin lady. Like
Yeah,
the
I know
teacher
who you're
assassin
on
lady.
about. I'm trying to see if I can find the name.
I trust her more now that I know she's alive, because obviously she didn't kill her. But then if she didn't kill her and she lied about killing her, what the hell's going on? Like, I have so many questions. Maria,
when
why?
when are you starting Dawn Study, Andy?
Probably tomorrow.
Um,
I need to know.
no, I'm way too far. I'm onto the brothers now. Hold on. Uh, where is it? Hedda. Hedda.
Hedda.
I was adamant I'd be able to find that by just flipping through pages, and I kept going too far. I agree. I definitely trust her more now that Hedda's still alive. But I don't trust the commander as much because I don't trust that he was like, Yelena can stay, but she can never go back. Or she can go back, but then she's not welcome here. Like she's been their liaison for 7 years at this point. What is going on?
But then Valak's theory that the commander's pushing him away to try and protect him.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be right. There could be something else going on behind the scenes.
That seems so much more like the commander than that he's betraying Valak. And
Yeah.
I think it's either that or he's under some sort of thrall, but I feel like he's got too much.
magic.
Like maybe they've tried to manipulate him and he's going along with it to make them think.
I hope so.
I don't know.
I hope so.
I like the commander. I don't want him to actually be the bad guy.
No, I don't think
Oh,
he will.
Owen needs to die slowly and painfully.
Yes. Yes. Can we let Honora do it? I have a feeling that her and Valak together would have a really good way of doing it. And then on his way after seeing Hedda, he goes up to the top of MD1, right by the sea, to try and catch the storm thieves, as they've been called. They roll in when the storms happen, they steal something XYZ, and then nobody's found. And we find out that Valak has siblings that came after him. And we find out that his parents are still alive, and that instead of the V's that him and his brothers had the first time round, they've all got names beginning with Z.
Mm-hmm.
And his father says he said what he said in anger and he didn't mean it, but Valak never came back to check. And then he finds out that his core have just amalgamated into the family, and like they've never passed on that he has fucking siblings, because they they didn't want to know, but they did what he told them, like what they were told. They kept an eye on him and they kept them safe, and they just, didn't pass on the fucking important thing of you have siblings. I was like, oh my god, that was the only thing from this book that I remembered, and because there was no hint of that before this book, I knew that nothing would come up last time.
The second he was like, that's actually quite close to where I grew up. I was like, oh damn. That's when it twigged in my head.
And it was like as they got closer, and then he was like, oh, this is where
the way they live in the same house. You think they would have told them if they moved. Like that seems like, I don't know.
I just love it.
Yeah, I'm just like,
mom and dad moved? Where did they go to? No, wait.
It's times like this where I'm like, Valak. But it's things like this as well. That just shows me that Valak's off his game. That he's not worked that out. That he didn't look at his own siblings and go, you kind of look a bit
like my brother.
Because it's not like one of his parents died and he has a step parent who could like muddle the mix. Like they literally have the same parents.
I mean, I can kind of forgive him for the fact that after losing that many siblings and him running away in his teens, he probably didn't think his parents at that age were probably in their 40s. Because if he was already 14 and he was one of the younger ones, like you're going to be at least in your middle to late 30s. So, I mean, in his head, being a teenager, he probably was not even thinking about his parents having more kids. But your part of it is like, why would...
Valak is like somebody who is extremely intelligent.
But then, as Vicky says, he never wanted to think about his family because he didn't want to actually disappoint them.
Yeah, I just still think he should have worked it out. Like, if I worked it out before he did that, red flag.
Possibly, but we're also seeing it on paper, I guess. It's different.
There were a couple of times, like, Honora got the jump on him. There's been a couple other times in this he slipped up. Like, Valak is not Valak. Like, the Valak that we are seeing now is not the same Valak from the first trilogy or even the second trilogy. Like,
15
he's losing his touch.
He's 15 years older. So he's probably in his mid-40s. I think. If I remember right.
Yeah, but the commander's still on his game. He's older. I just think, like, I think it's probably more the stress of being away from Yelena and Yelena constantly getting herself into fucking incidents.
And Yelena being pregnant.
Eh?
And Yelena being pregnant.
That will also probably not help, yeah. But yeah, like, if Yelena can do one thing, it's get herself kidnapped.
Yeah, she's very, very good at that. Right, here we go. Valak in Shadow. Oh, he was 41. So he's 41 from Spyglass all the way to Night Study, and then he turns 42 in Dawn Study, or before, like somewhere around about the gap. And Jelena is currently 27. Ambrose is 48. Ari's 36, and Janko's 34. Aw. Cute. Okay.
Also, like, I'm really the whole like baby beauty. Like, this is very the baby's given like Twilight, and it's really quite. That's the one thing that's annoyed me is Yelena not having her powers. Like, but
Yeah,
that's a common fantasy thing where you like wing your strongest player just to make it interesting.
yeah. Do you think she's lost her power because of the baby, or do you think it's something else? Because we've had so
I
many
think
theories now.
I think the baby is somehow well when she was sharing her power with whatever his name was to heal whoever it was. Oh, when she was with Valak to heal Leaf.
Yeah,
No, there was someone else that she thingied her powers together with. And he asked why she was siphoning his power. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "I felt something tugging it towards you." And it wasn't her, it was obviously the baby. So obviously
yeah,
it's almost like it's drawing her power to it rather than allowing it to come out.
yeah. I think it's something to do with the baby. I had that feeling in the last book, but I can't remember how or why how it's described. Um, but that's okay because I'm loving rereading this and not knowing. Like I'm loving that I can't. Oh yeah, it was
Mm.
Tegan,
Tegan,
our
here's one.
baby boy Tegan. Oh my god, I love Tegan and Rima. Like
Yeah,
I love them. Like I love how powerful Tegan is, but he's still like street rat. Like him and Fisk still are just like, fuck this, right? Let's just get it sorted and get it done. Like
I love this
most
so
people
much.
their age would go, okay, we need an adult. You know, like the gift that we all share about how we need an adult, you're adult.
I need an
Like
adult. I am an adult. I need an adult, dear adult.
like Tegan and Fisk, regardless of their age, are that adultier adult than most adults.
Yeah,
And I
you're
will
supposed to
fight
went today,
that
aren't you?
hands down. I think she's done something with her powers without knowing what or how to maybe protect the baby, and it's taken her power. I honestly
I also
cannot
love like
remember.
when she had that vial where it was like, "Oh, this will abort the baby," and he's like, "Drink it," and she drinks it, and then she's like, "Ugh, hate grape juice," and everybody's just like, and she's just like, lip holes. Like, she's the queen of
Honestly,
how to follow an order without following an order.
yeah. Um, and I think
Just keep
Opal
the
was good at
bottle.
that
You
as
didn't tell
well.
me to keep.
Opal did the same when she was under the thrall in the third one, and I have a feeling they've all gotten used to over the last like 14 years of trying to find their loopholes and shit. I just bit my
Mhm.
tongue. Ow. I don't need that today. Ow. um we also in this one have um Owen. We touched on him earlier. We have
Yeah,
Owen
just, just.
working to
I
create
really want to come back. I
who
really, really want um Cade to come back for the last one.
I think he might. I think they'll find a way to pull because of like this something to do with the storms in MD1. I wonder if he'll still be up there because he was up there, or we had Helly turn up in this one.
Like, I want a good old Avengers Assemble showdown where they bring back all the like we've got Opal, we've got Devlin, we've got the two guards from where Opal lives, Nick and
Nick and Eve.
yeah. we've got the commander fighting beside them. We've got Valak and Yelena, obviously, Ari and Janko, the
Oh,
little
the
assassin
herd.
girl, and her boyfriend, and we've got maybe even the assassin teacher lady, and we've got Cade, and we've got the other storm dancer that I really like, whose name I can't remember.
The younger
And then
one,
we've got Iris, and we've got uh,
the Torah.
Bane, and
We still need to
oh,
find out
by
what the
the
fuck's
way,
going on with the Torah and her sister.
that reminds me, I am furious,
At
absolutely furious about Dax.
yes.
I'm livid. How fucking no? You kill off the characters we don't care about, the ones I've had a name for 2 minutes, not Dax.
I was fuming. I'd forgotten.
It was like, oh, it hit Dax. That's fine. They'll just heal him. It was like,
And then his heart was gone, or he wasn't breathing, or something in writing, and I was like, no.
yeah. But at least he's back with Kelsey.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was really sad when Kelsey passed.
I'm looking forward to like Yelena finding a way to get her powers back despite the baby, and hauling Owen's ass into the fire realm. That's what I want to happen. I know we're getting
Yes.
into. Also, I want so much for the last book. There's so much that I want, and I don't know how she can manage it. Because like obviously we need Valak. Valak has magic, which theorized from very early on, but like that the release of his magic, he needs to learn how to control that.
Yeah.
So
But
like
also,
I
is
would
the
love to see
commander
that.
actually going to let him stay? Is he
Well,
going
the
to work with
commander has
him?
magic.
Yeah, I know, but the commander's the commander.
That's correct. That's what he is.
um, yeah. So we find out in this one that basically when he shut himself down after his brothers died, he pulled the magic that he had basically into a null shield around himself, which is why he couldn't be affected. But now he actually has his magic back and he can hear thoughts in his head, which is a really strong gift. Like, not everybody can do that. So he
And here
actually is
Valak
very
becomes the
powerful.
master magician.
Mm?
Could you
Or is that,
imagine if Valak is the master musician?
I think Tegan will become a master magician. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if one of his siblings were, because they were powerful too. And I loved the conversation that his mum and his dad finally got around to having once they'd like bickered about, you will not be taking them away from us. We will be going to see them. We will come down to see. Like, I just love the fact that his parents are like, no, you will help us get to see him. Like, you're not taking them away. And I'm like, you guys just view him as this horrific person. And I really, I just need them to love him. I just need
I
them
want
to love him.
Yelena. I want either Yelena or Yelena's mum to go like right at his mum. Like just let them go. Just let her say something nasty
Can
about
you
Valak in front of one of
imagine,
them.
like, Valak's mum and Yelena's mum? Like, they literally come from MD1 and, like, they could not be further apart. And yet they're going to meet in the middle. So one's going to complain it's too hot and one's going to complain it's too cold. And they're just going to bitch consistently. But how much you're betting that the only thing they see eye to eye on is the baby. And everybody else will just get yelled at. Like,
I genuinely don't think Yelena's mum would like Valak's mum. She will rip her a new one for abandoning her son like that.
but then she can't really say anything considering how much of Yelena's years were spent up north.
Yeah, but she was kidnapped. That was a total thing. When Yelena
Well,
came back,
Yelena
her
was
mum
taken and
immediately
Valak
just
ran away.
like, eh?
I'm saying Yelena was taken away and Valak ran away and then never went back.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to get to him.
Yeah, but
And
the
he
way
never
she
got
treats it, like the
over.
way she treated him when he left, the way she treated him like when he came back. I think if
Yeah.
Elena, I can't remember Elena's mum's name, that's terrible. If
Uh,
she
Pearl?
Pearl. Yeah,
Perl.
Pearl.
Like there's no
If
A.
she like she loves Valak, like
Oh god,
or
yeah.
even Opal's mum. Opal's mum fucking loves Valak. She would rip her a new one. Like he's got so many mums that love him. which is hilarious.
Yeah. Considering he's like no family and I'm all solitude and grr, stay away, I am assassin, like leave me be. Like the man
Mhm.
has amassed this herd that is ridiculous.
Yeah. Fuck,
Like I
let
love that.
Kiki have a go at her.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my god.
Um,
Oh my
also,
god. Oh my god. Oh my god. When he
Kiki and
talked to Kiki, I was like, he's
Ghost
like,
no
holy crap,
more.
I'm here.
Got a new name. Ghost no more.
He's like, you can hear me? Ghost no more. And he's like,
Oh,
huh.
I love
I
Kiki.
love the fact that he was also like, it's the fact that he was a void. Like the horses could detect the void. That's why they
Yeah,
called him Ghost. It like so much happened in this book, and there's so much to.
I know. Um, where is it? I
I
don't know
love
if
it.
I can find it.
I don't even remember where it was from. But yeah, like I need some kind of like Avengers Assemble level showdown.
Yeah, 100%. Um, what else happens in this book? So much happened in this book. Like I couldn't put it down. I think I read it in like 2 sittings. I think I read the first half and then the second half in 2 days. Kiki was hilarious when he asked if she could speak to the other horse, and she was like, "Kiki can speak horse."
He's like, ask the horse. He asks the horse nicely, and Kiki's like, that the horse does not understand you. It's not a Sandseed horse, and he's like, oh, can you talk to the horse? Of course, Kiki speaks horse.
I love Kiki. Rereading this whole series really makes me want to get. So you know how I have that? Like I have a cover that has the picture on it, and it's a switchblade that's Yelena's one from Janko, with butterflies to symbolize her necklace from Valak, with lavender for Lavender Lady. And I think it's got something about herd on it. And I really want it as a tattoo now. Like now that I've reread it, I know it's one of my favorite series anyway, but now that I've reread it, I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I've got a friend who's already got the switchblade tattoo, and I really kind of want it. Oops. I'm not shocked. I'm actually quite shocked that I've got this many tattoos and I don't have a tattoo for Maria, to be fair.
I know.
Oops. But yeah. I'm trying to think what else we've got in here because there was so much stuff. Right, so we've got Owen. Owen is alive, not dead.
Unfortunately.
His lackeys are hiding, also alive, not dead. And they have teamed up with the commander to figure out a way to create Kurari out with the jungle in a way where
So
they
resistant.
basically bind the sapling. So, like, they've basically, off of the trees that are in the jungle, they've snapped some of the branches and have then managed to meld them onto already growing trees to try and speed up the process. From what I can
Like you do
figure.
with apple trees.
Yeah. And it's really clever because we know that is a thing that can do. Like, you can do that. But we don't really want assholes to be in charge of Karate. And we don't want,
I'd
as
say
much as we love the commander, we don't want the commander to be in charge of that when we love so many magicians.
I think at the end the commander will maybe get Owen with the Curati.
Oh god,
Where
I
like
hope
Owen
so.
thinks he's got the commander on his side, and then the commander just like gets him.
I hope so. And then can we have an aura killer really slowly?
Unfortunately, I think though the only problem with the guy, well, my idea was have Cade just hold him under the water,
Oh, that would work. You need air to breathe.
but every so often just let him up, and then. And how long did you do this,
Um,
Cade? For a while.
I do love that I'm jumping all over the place. That when Zeb and Zethan are is it Zeb? No, Zethan and Zohab are traveling, like before like before Valak realizes he can read minds, that they're just constantly like in his head, and he's just like, oh my god, they're so loud, like what's going on? And then he's like, would you just shut up?
And they're like, good.
We didn't say anything. But I do not like
This
that
is
Yelena was once again captured, and by a Joe Rose this time. Bruns came in, who was also working with Owen and Co.
this whole like coalition of brainwashed magicians, like what?
Yeah,
That's obviously not been destroyed. Like,
I am very glad that she managed to stop eating. Like when the guys were in the jail, and it was like, right, I'll try and not eat and see if we can get out of here in the time. But as soon as it
yeah,
was like, okay, for the baby, I need to drink something. But then the fact that they managed to like get Leaf, and Leaf was trying not to eat, and then they managed to get Dax, and Dax was trying not to eat, and they were like trying to get as many people that they trusted, but they obviously were all eating in the same place, so it was very obvious. And I just wanted to hug them all, and I love that the younger group came to the rescue. Um, Maria's always said that if she was going to go back into this world and write anything else, it would probably be like the next generation, like Fisk, Tegan, etc. I have no idea if she's ever going to write anything else because she hasn't said she will or she won't.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
we
know if
need
she'll
to
maybe
know what
write.
happens to Zatoria and her sister. Like, we need a spin-off.
I know. I have no idea what's coming
Funny though,
next.
funny that you say that though, because like she has gone back into it recently, and what she's written is Valix
I
straight from
know.
the start.
I know. And I can't remember for the life of me what stories are in the Chronicles. I know that there's one that's set in the future, and I can't remember what's in it or like when it's set or anything about it. But I know chronologically, like it's the only thing that comes like after like this set. They're like all the way like sprinkled through. And I think the one thing she said in the past is that it was kind of this set up to more if she wanted to, but she doesn't know if she's gonna. Because she's got another
Mhm.
book that she's currently writing at the minute, which sounds cool because I got the scoop when she was here. um, but yeah, I think it would be a while before she comes back to this like world if she does anything else.
Mm.
So we just need to enjoy the books we've got and hope that we've got all the answers. But she doesn't normally leave us without answers. She's normally pretty good. By the time she gets to the end of a series, everything's wrapped. So we have
Mhm.
a lot to get out of Dawn Study. We need to know about Zatora and her sister. We need to know about Valak's magic. We need to
The
know about
baby, the commander,
the commander,
Tegan.
Tegan and Rima, all of Valak's family. I want to know more about the three of them, Zeth and Zohab and Zeb. Um, I'd love a proper wedding because I think Yelena's mum's going to go mental. Um, I would love, I don't think it'll happen just because Yelena's already pregnant, but I would love for Mara to have kids with
Yeah.
Leaf. But I don't know if that will happen since she's already pregnant. Like, I don't know if she would write two pregnancies into one book. Maybe. Maybe? I don't know. We need to find out about Cade and what's happened to the Storm Dancers, if anything.
I feel like the world might open up a bit more. Like, everything's coming to a head with it seeming like there's going to be a war between the two countries. But I feel like in the end, the kind of hard wall, the hard border that they have is going to crumble, and it's going to start to like
Be like
they're
it
going
used
to
to be
have
where they
more
could
free.
travel.
Mhm.
Because it used to be able to travel.
Yeah,
I hope
Because
so.
I feel like the commander's hard line is kind of starting to crumble.
Yeah, a little bit. At least he's not as bad with magicians as he used to be.
And then there's what, like his mum. We still need to resolve that.
There's so much we need to
I don't know.
sort out.
I love how we've spent the whole time kind of speculating about the next book rather than. But this is such a great bridge book. Like it's enough. Like stuff happens in it to keep it unbelievably entertaining. But like it leaves you with so many questions for the next book. It's like the way the chapters were worked as well. Like every time we got to the end of a chapter, it was like, oh fuck, and then it switched to a different POV, and you were like,
I literally was it the last book that you'd said you'd skipped a POV to get to what had happened to the same person.
yeah, yeah.
It's the same in this
I
one.
had to
It's
find
not
out.
any better.
I had to find it. Oh, also Cahill. Can we drop him off a
Yeah.
cliff?
Why is he back?
Okay.
Yeah.
I had like the slightest little bit of hope that he might have helped Elena. Oh wait, no, he is dead.
Who?
Cahill.
Yeah.
Didn't Elena like just about take his head off?
Yeah. Um, I love the fact that right at the last page, Valak's like, that's what the upcoming battle is all about, protecting our baby, giving him or her a chance for a peaceful life. No, it isn't. No, it's about giving all the babies and all the people a chance for a peaceful life. Cute. You know that's impossible. I know, but wouldn't it be nice? I love them so much. It's actually, I know there's not very many people that's doing this whole read along with us, but I don't care. The fact that you, Vicky, and Becca are reading my favorite series and loving it as much as I do gives me everything. I don't care.
Yeah, this is definitely just. I'm so excited to go into the next one. Like it's sitting in my house just here.
I need to read the next mass book, and then I'm free to read whatever I want again. But I have the live for that next week, so I need to read that 800-page chunker. And I'm going to make Tori read Sabriel next year so she can read my favorite series. Yep, it's sitting right there, and I'm currently reading the Catherine Arden series too for Andy. And I'll be reading Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, which you both loved. My hands are
I'm
cold.
telling you, Chianti and Renya are like Ari and Janko, just female.
I'm excited. But
Vicky, do you agree with me? Ari, like Renya and Chianti are like Ari and Janko. So much like female Ari and Janko, even down to the. Oh my god, Chianti and Janko in a room together would be unbearable.
I'm so excited to read them. I have number 3 pre-ordered already because I trust you two that much for book 1 and book 2. I feel like that was a really scattered 45 minutes, but there was so much in this book. Oh, hold on. Rima was at the keep, and she had them all around her little finger, and she got weapons from Ari and Janko when she went back to the Citadel. Are we placing bets on Opal being like, you gave her weapons, and Devlin being like, good weapons, good, I'll continue her training?
I actually feel like Opal's not going to be mad about it because look at what happened to Opal when she was younger. If she had the training that Rima has, she would be in a different position right now.
I mean, hopefully she'd still have the kids, but yeah. I don't think she would be mad at it at all.
She obviously, I feel like she would want Rima to be able to protect herself.
Yeah, especially with all the shit they've already had. Like, The two of them have gone through so much crap already.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. I love them so much. Like the fact that by this time, I think Tegan is like 10 and Rima's 10 and Tegan's 17 by now. Like that's crazy to me. And the fact that Fisk is like 18, 19, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what is going on? Like he was a kid when we met him.
He was a baby. I
He
love
was
Fisk
a
so much.
baby. I love him so much.
Fisk
Like,
there's a point in this where I love the fact that there's a point in this where someone asks, I don't know if it's Elena, if like she trusts Fisk, and she's like, if I can trust anybody, I can trust Fisk. Like,
yeah,
there's no, it's like, oh, but he would sell you to the highest bidder. Absolutely no,
no.
absolutely not.
Lovely Helena.
Don't you talk about Fisk like that.
I just
Like,
love that he still
Fisk
calls
would
her lovely Yelena all these years later.
Fisk would take the money from the highest bidder and then double cross him.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact that he has managed to, at the age he is, has managed to build the Helpers Guild, has managed to fund houses, like got his kids schooling, has managed to teach them shit, has them all clothed and fed and safe. I'm like, there's literally nothing that boy can't do. Like, he's gonna rule the Citadel. Like, I know that you should be a magician. I don't give a shit. Fisk is gonna, like, rule the non magicians. He's gonna be the right hand man of somebody who is running it.
Also, we need to get rid of the council. Like, the council need to be scrapped and rethought.
Yeah. I think you said it in one of your vlogs. The Citadel are too far, everybody should have a choice. And the commander is too far, I make all the decisions. Like, we need something in the middle.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the thing about life, is that there's never,
I
like,
know it's
it
so
can
good.
never be truly balanced, which is why you get these two extremes.
I just love
Because they
it.
both think that it's the best, and you can see the good idea in both of them, but there's no way to sort of
Like,
have.
I don't know if it's just me, but I very much see it as like British politics versus American. American has two parties, you go one or the other. Like, there's never any more options, really. There is other options, but the amount of people that vote for them is nothing to write home about. And we've got so many options that our majority can be like 19 to 22%, because by the time you split it out, your majority is actually a minority, but it's the most of each minority, if that makes sense. Where within America, in like two party states, you need to have over 50, but you still might not be that high, and like you're out of your 100. Like, it could be like 52 and 48, but your 52's one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense, but it's always been one of those things
America's like
where I've loved
the true dystopian version of the commander's politics, but they think they're the Keats politics.
Yeah.
It's like they think everybody has freedom and they think everybody has the right to do whatever they want, but really, it's damn near a military police state.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, right now, with the way that the council are throwing their weight around, like the master magicians don't have as much power as they should have. The magicians are terrified because everybody's apparently hating them for no reason.
Oh yeah, the council being like, "Oh, the commander's awful for this," and now what are they doing? What are they doing? They're doing exactly what he did.
Yeah.
They're going against the magicians.
And they're now literally telling people that X, Y, and Z, including obviously Elena and Co, are wanted for whatever reason, and they can't, like, they have to be reported. It's like, what are you doing? Literally what you said that the commander was bad for doing.
Mm-hmm. But the difference is though, and this is why the like city is going a bit to hell while Ixia is kind of plodding along. The commander did it out of not love, but like he did it out of wanting to protect his people and wanting everybody to have a better life.
Yeah.
The council are doing it out of fear.
Yeah. 100%.
They're reacting out of fear.
I do.
And
On you go.
I was going to say, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side.
Yeah. I just, I do find it funny that they're so against the commander, yet the commander has treated his people so much better.
Yeah, it's like we saw it when Yelena first went to Sitya, and she was like, "What? Why are all these children on the streets?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're homeless orphans." And it's like she's like, "Excuse me,
Say what?
what does that mean?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, they just kind of fend for themselves." And she's like, "So you don't feed them and clothe them and give them jobs and education?" And they're like,
Help
"Why
them?
would we do that?" And she's like, "I don't know, some humanity maybe."
Yeah,
It's like the commander's a bad guy, but at least he can look after his people.
yeah. That's one of my favorite things about him. Like, regardless of what you've done or who you were born to, you always will have a job, food, and clothes on your back. You will be warm. Like, you may not have the best job. Like, he's not guaranteeing people get up a ladder because you have to put in hard work for that. Like, but everybody is expected to do that, and if they don't, then they haven't gone anywhere because they haven't put in their
There's
own
the
effort.
door.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's the door.
I thought you said the door had moved and like Kay was coming in or something. I was like, I didn't see it move.
But then, like, you see the kind of opposite side of it, the bad side of it, where someone says about Leaf, like when you see Leaf thinking about the possibility of going to Ixia and being able to sell his like teas and stuff, which would be great for the population, but he's like, oh, but I wouldn't want to be forced to wear a uniform and like, you know, go through all this. So it's yeah, like I hope they find somewhere in the middle, but and it's so funny, like it is one of those things as well though, where I'm like, there's a whole world as well. Like Ixia and Ixia and City are like two countries on like a big landmass. There must be like there's islands out in the sea, so obviously there must be. I'm assuming land masses elsewhere. Like what's that'd be interesting to explore.
Yeah. Um there's a theory going around that her healer series, the one with Avery, because it's funny on that map, there's a mountain range on the left hand side of the land. So there was a theory going round that it was like the landlock to the Soul Mountains, and like Ixia and City were on one side, and then Avery's Kazan is on the other. But she's already said that it's not.
Look at map of this.
Like, see how the Soul Mountains are down the right?
What is touch of power, set of magic, taste of darkness?
They're the Avery of Kazan ones.
Oh.
So they are a world where um, a lot of their healers have died through, I think it was a plague or an illness of some kind. And she is one of the last healers that's left. And there's like this whole thing about flowers having power, I think. Again, haven't reread it. It's really good though. It's only a 3-book trilogy.
I wasn't reading it.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I can't really remember anything else. To be fair, I do like I do think it's really funny, like Ari playing Nanny and Janko. Like it was interesting to see the actual effect that magic has on Janko and the way that Leaf's power actually works.
Yeah. I love having the different POVs in this trilogy. I think it really
Yeah,
helps.
it really expands it. But it's funny because you're not adding pages and pages of POV, but like the books are still about the same length, but you're getting so much more.
Yeah, agreed. And because they split up and they often end up in different parts, it's like 2 or 3 different interwoven things.
Mhm.
Um, it's great. I really like how these ones were done. Vicky, do you have any
Mhm.
final comments? before we
I'm
call
kind
it
of
quits.
sad that we're in the last one now.
I know, last one, and then we're back to the start with Valak's books.
But that'll be so interesting because she's had the time to develop the world, develop the writing, develop her place in that sort of how she's situated in her own world. And then we're going back to the very start, but with a much more um matured writing style.
Yeah, they're also the self-pubbed ones. These are all through Mira and Harlequin.
Yeah.
And she self-pubbed her newer stuff. So after Dawn Study, the next 4 are then self-pubbed. Nothing for me, except I hope the next book is just as good. Me too. I think we have a date for the next one.
No.
We tentatively, did we? Yeah, we tentatively have the 16th of January. Tentatively.
470.
Hmm?
478 pages in this edition.
Of Dawn Study.
Yeah.
Mine's over there. I don't like the covers of
Just
these. She's holding a bow and arrow, and that just doesn't suit.
well, that's because she keeps spelling bow with a W. By the way,
I don't think she did at this point, did she?
have you seen the audiobook covers or the new ebook covers?
Yeah, but they're audio only. They're not coming to and Kindle.
I need it. I need it printed. Maybe I just print it off like a dust jacket and stick on.
Yeah, I asked if they were coming, and she said no, and I'm sad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
don't.
commented on it and I was like, I need this in physical.
I don't need another copy, but I mean, I would buy another copy for that
But for
set.
this, for the glass and the second study trilogy, I need like different covers because I don't want these ones.
um, I have 3 sets of glass and 2 sets of shadow trilogies. Oops. Whoops.
Do you have more than that?
No, not of the latter sets.
Oh,
I will
okay.
have a 3rd set of the shadow set when my Fairy Loot version come in. And I'll have 2 sets of the studies when my butterfly set come in. But I've only got 3 sets of the spy set. But that is all there is. Because there was a UK version, Australian version, and then I've got the one that matches your Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, before we get distracted and go down however many copies of everything I have again, we will call it there. We will see you in a few weeks to discuss Dawn Study. And I think no.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, I was going to say shadow study.
No, we did that one already. But let's face it, Vicky, we will talk to you in about 5 minutes. Thanks for joining us, and we will speak to you soon. Bye.